Welcome back to episode number 3 of the CRX build. In the last episode, you guys saw us pull everything out of the engine bay, get this thing prepped and ready to go because it's officially time to see if you guys were right. In today's episode, we're gonna be putting this engine into the car and hopefully, fingers crossed, cranking this thing for the first start. 3, 2, 1. But before we get into what's under this sheet right here, I do want to remind you guys that we do have the WRX giveaway live right now, and every $1 that you guys spend on the Legend site is one entry in to win this car right here. Fresh paint job, body kit, STI transmission, and tons of goodies on this car right here, and it could be yours. We actually just did a re-release of our open late desk mats. In case you missed those, they're coming back one final time before this giveaway is over. So, like I said, if you missed it, they are live on the site right now. The first link down in the description box below. All right, Tim, this is the moment that you've been waiting for. I think that all of you guys have been waiting for too, but I know you guys are anxious. Before we get into it, let's take a look real fast. Like we said in the last episode, we got this engine bay prepped and painted in the black, which looks really, really nice. Tim got a lot of stuff done in the engine bay to be able to put this engine in today. We got everything that we need back into here, so I think we're pretty good to go.
Yeah, we're really good to go. Can we just
do it? No, there's one more thing. one last piece here. You guys might notice some bling in the engine. Our friends over at Downstar wanted to help support Tim's CRX build, which is really cool, and they gave us tons of dress-up hardware.
Tons of hardware.
Oh yeah, it's gonna look blingin'. I'm stoked. So, like we said in that video, you gotta trust the process. Everything here is gonna match perfectly, and it's gonna be so good. So throughout the engine bay and throughout what we're doing today with this engine, you guys are gonna see tons of little hardware that's gonna fit so perfectly with what we're about to drop in. So, without further ado, take your one last guess. Leave us a comment. What do you think is under the sheet? Before we reveal it, once again, over 50% of you guys watching this video are not subscribed. So make sure that you are subscribed because you're going to want to stay up to date with everything going on with this car and all the stuff that we have coming up. I think you guys are going to be really stoked. So pause real fast, hit that subscribe button for me, trying to get to 1 million, and help share the channel too. That would be nice. All right, anticipation, Tim's Magic Act. Everybody, introducing Tim's new CRX engine. Okay, just kidding, B18, baby. All right, Tim, introducing your new B18 for the CRX. Now, a lot of you guys had so many good guesses, K-swap, F-swap. I think the most, I won't say the most popular, but the most anticipated, the one that you guys wanted to see the most was a B series. And that's exactly what Tim wanted to do. A lot of you guys had good guesses. Tim is an OG. He wanted this B18. He's had B16s.
Yeah, I had a B16 in my old
in the past.
Yeah.
Never B18 though.
No, never.
So this is gonna be spicy. Why don't you give us a little rundown of the engine, why you chose it? This thing also has some goodies in there.
I chose a B18 C1. It's a GSR motor. A lot of people will notice back here that it doesn't have the GSR intake manifold. This is actually an old school Skunk 2 probably, because I never used to brand them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, back in the day. So I chose this engine because I wanted a little bit more power, and it came with a matching trans, which is hydraulic.
Ooh.
So that's why I did all that in the car. It also has longer gearing than a B16, which is better for me for highway driving or like cruising. But honestly, I just wanted a little bit more power than the B16 had.
Yeah.
And this was the next best. I know everybody wants a C5. Everybody wants a C5. Who doesn't want a C5? But right now, I don't know if you guys have seen, but the cost of those right now are astronomical.
Ridiculous.
So I found this at a good deal and I picked it up instantly, like back in last February.
Yeah.
I got this engine.
We've been planning this for a long time,
and then
guys.
we started building parts up, and you know, as you can see right here, the valve cover is done.
Beautiful. A lot of the guys that watch the EG series will kind of get some throwback to this. The yellow is just so perfect.
The guy who actually did the yellow EG cover did this one. So
this one's cool too.
Did it. So this is actually wrinkled.
Yeah, I like the wrinkle way better.
So when I got this engine, so as you can see over here, it has Skunk 2 cam gears. So like, and also they're kind of look like they've been adjusted. So
yeah,
they're not dead center. So that tells me it's kind of in tuned.
Yeah.
Also, it has a brand new oil pump. And then on the back, someone took the time to polish the the coolant.
I think that's so weird. Like,
and they polished this too. Like who takes the time to do that?
something was definitely like in this engine.
It makes
for
me
sure.
think like maybe the engine was apart and rebuilt, or I don't know. Like I really don't want to take this apart to find out. Maybe one day.
Yeah.
But I just want to get this thing in and just see if it has more power, because when they did the compression test on this, it was 250 across the board.
That's freaking crazy.
That's high. So usually they're like 225 maybe if it's a good motor, but 250 just tells me it might be high compression.
Tim got a good engine here, which is really, really exciting. But like he said, the most important thing is getting this thing in the car and getting this car up and running and driving. And you know, who knows, maybe down the road, we can get a little spice for Tim's B18. But the most important thing is getting this thing in the car, cranking, running, so that Tim has a car to rip around in. And today we're gonna be officially doing a B18 swap into the CRX, which is super, super exciting. Before we can get into that, there's some things that we have to do to the engine to get this thing completely assembled to be able to drop in to the car. All right, first order of business, Tim, grab the box. Probably most importantly here, what we need to get done on this engine before it can go into the car is the timing here. And we have a ton of hardware from Downstar that we can dress this engine up with that, while it's out, we might as well just do it now as well. Timing.
Look at that. That's brand new.
She's a beauty, dude. It really is. What brand is that?
That's the factory Honda.
Oh, really? So interesting.
Because you can see the brand new Honda bond squeezing out of there.
I'm actually really curious to see if this thing actually has cams. I would love to know.
I just don't have the gaskets to back that up, you know?
All right, so like we said, mission one is to replace the timing belt right here. Just a good thing, preventative maintenance to do before this goes into the car. And actually this one isn't that bad, it really feels like.
It looks brand new, dude.
It does.
Like that's brand new. Like I don't even know if I should replace it because it looks brand new.
We're already here.
I know. That's
and we have
like, look, let's actually compare. I have one in there. Let's see if it's the same. Let's see if it's exactly the same here. Is this a Honda belt?
I don't.
Oh, here's the writing right here.
No, it's not. It's a Dayco.
Oh yeah.
So definitely. We got tons of good OEM bits. This is what I love. A good old OEM. And the thing that I love about Honda too, for a lot of their older cars, they still make parts for them. So.
Engine parts.
Yeah. Yes.
Everything for this car is discontinued.
Yeah. So let's get to replacing some things and start getting this engine in the car. Tim has been getting so lucky with literally everything on the CRX, from all the cool bits, things he's finding inside, and now the engine. That's pretty cool, dude.
Yeah, someone did the timing. Just I would not put this belt on it. I would have done Honda over anything.
For sure. We're already here, might as well replace it anyways, just so we know for sure that's been done now, and we'll get going. Something else I just discovered, it does look like it has a new head gasket. Dude, what is done to this engine?
I would love to know.
And why does it have 250 compression? Oh.
Hey, it was sealed.
Yeah.
Is every little bit of coolant left in this thing?
Dang. All of this is good sign. I mean, literally everything we've taken off so far has been a replaced part. First up, new water pump. The good thing about doing all this too right now is as we replace all this stuff, Tim can also install all of the new dress up Downstar hardware, which if you guys want to need this stuff for your engine, they make it for many, many different applications. I'm gonna leave the link to Downstar in the description below for you guys. Look how good that looks. You know, this will be a little covered.
It'll be covered, but I'll know.
That's the important part, you'll know. Yes. But it looks so good. And just wait till it all comes together and this thing's sitting in the engine bay is going to look so good. So we pretty much have dress up bolts for literally everything that we're about to do. Dang, dude, she is looking good, Tim.
Looking fresh.
I love that, dude. I love the blue. You guys know that I love the blue too. So the blue is a very nice touch, especially with Tim's, where'd you put it? Are you hiding it back here?
It's back here on the hood.
Especially with the wrinkle yellow valve cover, the blue and the black and the yellow is gonna look so freaking nice. Now, this was the main component that we wanted to get onto the car. We do have a new water pump, now the new timing, but like we said, we have a bunch of dress-up hardware that we need to get all over this engine, so I think we might go ahead and do that. Once the hardware is in, we can go ahead and throw this thing into the car. Man, that took a lot longer than we expected, but it looks absolutely fantastic. Tim, I like your color choice, brother. The yellow and blue, it's like almost like spoon inspired, and I think with the black, when this sets in there, it's gonna pop so much. But we got almost everything on the engine now. We've got everything on the timing side, the headers right here, which we're not gonna put the headers on until we actually put this into the car. And of course, everything on this side as well. We have thermostat, VTEC solenoid distributor, cams. It's really nice.
I'm so excited. It looks so freaking good. I just can't stop looking at it.
I know, it's
and that's
so
the
nice.
bad thing. Is I just
look at
wanna
it.
Put it in.
Yeah, look at it from over here. Like that. I always tell you guys this: the smallest pieces make the biggest difference. And that yellow valve cover.
That thing pops.
Yeah, with the blue, insane combo. I love it. Very spoon inspired. Now, not only did we do the engine, but we also did the transmission. You'll never see that. Oh, actually you will, because it's sideways. Oh my gosh, you will. I was doing this like, man, we're never gonna see this, but it's front wheel drive. You will be able to see this, which is gonna be really sick. So we also did the transmission here. Very nice. Dress up all over. Thank you, Downstar. Frank, if you're watching this, we need the valve cover. We need the valve cover for sure.
A little bit longer bolts right here.
But these two look amazing. We are not done yet. There's still one massive step that we have to do before we mount the trans to the engine and the engine inside the car. So with the trans, not only did Tim get some special goodies for the engine, but the transmission came with something really cool.
Yeah, so this is a Clutch Masters hydraulic throwout bearing. So like there's no arm anymore to push the bearing. It's actually this piston back here pushes it. So the clutch pedal feel should be a lot stronger.
That's so
like not
cool.
stronger but better.
Yeah.
Especially since I didn't have hydro in this to begin with. I already got the Hush kit and now this, so it's all gonna like line up pretty good.
Yeah, that's so nice, dude.
But
Just
another thing, I don't think we said this, but the trans and engine are matching VIN numbers.
You did say that. That is cool.
If you're doing like a restoration, you absolutely want.
Hey, that's what I was trying to say. Yeah,
matching
like
numbers.
having those matching numbers is so cool. Because a lot of times you'll get maybe an auto car and you put a new transmission into it. Either way, it's very cool that these are one and the same. So we'll go ahead and get it mated up. All right, I promise, last piece before we put this freaking engine in.
I picked this because it matches everything else.
Of course, huge thank you to our friends over at ACT. We use them literally in all of our cars. You saw us just do one in the WRX. We installed the STI transmission and it is fantastic. So, of course, we had to get one for the CRX, and this is going to be number one, much needed, but fantastic with your new hydraulic system. This is going to be really nice. So I think ACT really prides themselves on how number one quality their clutches are, but also their pedal feel. I think the big thing with ACT is the way they make their pedals feel. It almost feels like a OEM plus upgrade, which is going to be really nice. So we have the actual clutch and the pressure plate here. We'll go ahead and install the previously used flywheel. Right.
Which looks brand new and resurfaced.
It's crazy, dude. There's something definitely up with your engine, and I'm really curious to see how it runs, number one, and when we actually dyno it, what's the situation there. But anyways, last piece of the puzzle, let's get the flywheel and clutch in, and we're good to drop this thing in the car.
Get all the way into it.
And just like that, we have a brand new ACT clutch. Pull it! Pull it! Oh! Shake my hand, sir. You officially have a B18, brother.
No words needed. It looks fucking sick, dude.
Tim, let's get her in, dude. This thing is absolutely epic. We finally got the trans on. Tim went ahead and put on new motor mounts, which, yes, he did get shiny new motor mounts, Hasport motor mounts. This adds even more to how epic this engine looks with all of the dress-up hardware. Tim, you might have the nicest engine in this shop right now.
It's really nice. I don't know, the 32 is pretty epic too.
It's pretty good.
But this looks amazing.
It looks incredible. Tim, I am so happy for you, dude. This is going to be so cool. Okay, I got to shut up. I've been talking so much. We just got to put this thing into the car so we can get ripping, plugging everything back in so that we can, fingers crossed, get that first crank and the first start. But one last full look at the engine, and it's time to go into the car. B18. Dude, she is in.
Beautiful.
In her own weight. Everything connected is holding this, and we don't have a cart under here anymore. You officially have a B18 in the CRX. Oh, it's going to be so cool.
I'm most excited for is that first VTEC pop.
Oh my gosh. I've never experienced that, so I am very excited for that. I've only had K series and up. I've never experienced anything in the B series or even J or anything like that in NSX. So I am super, super stoked for this. Engine is in, motor mounts are all connected. We have to solidify that, bolt them all down properly, but now it's time to just go, go, go. It's time to wire everything in. As you guys can see, this thing is kind of a shell right now. So what we're really worried about is just powering the engine and everything to make this crank. And like we said, hopefully start. So let's go ahead and bolt everything down, solidify that, and then we can start wiring the B series up. Now for the fun stuff.
Goes over here.
The final countdown. Time for the fun stuff. Honestly, dude, the wiring wasn't as bad as I expected it to be.
No.
But you also have a really nice harness.
Yeah, it actually is a pretty nice harness. I've never heard of it before, but it came with the swap.
That's pretty cool. It kind of like tucked the wires in a little bit. Everything looks really, really clean, which is extra good. Now it's just time. Oh, okay. Now it's time for some of the fun stuff, like the headers and I don't know. Sorry. There you go. Oh, you guys get what I'm saying here, okay? Like I was saying, it's time for some of the fun stuff. We put the header on. Is this the last piece in the engine bay before like?
Well, I need fuel. So.
Oh yeah, I gotta do the fuel line. So header, fuel line, battery, dash goes in the CRX. First start.
I gotta make a fuel line, so just looking where I want it to run right now. A little long.
Gets the job done. Oh. It's fine. Everything's fine. Headers, fuel line. Now for one last important piece that Tim wanted to get into the car before we started this car is the shift linkage. We didn't really think about it, but there was no way to know if this transmission was in neutral other than just putting in the shift linkage. He got brand new polyurethane bushings, which is going to make the shifting feel so nice. But once that's done, it's time to get going. I don't know how I missed this, but there's also one very important step, maybe the most important step of this swap, the ECU. Now, for all of our Hondas, we do use Hondata, so big thank you to our friends over at Hondata and Nick over at Oh So Sick for helping us out getting the ECU for this B Series. This has been our go-to for Honda, so of course we had to get it hooked up for Tim's B Series. So before we get the dash in, the last piece of the puzzle before the crank is going to be the ECU.
Rusty.
Gross. And she just replaces that big guy. Jumper harness is connected. That jumper harness will tie everything together for the new ECU.
And it has VTOC. That's pretty much
the most important part.
Pretty much what that is. It's just VTOC.
Are you getting the gurglies right now?
I'm so nervous. Like for reals. Oh, no click.
It's a nice.
It was a clunk. A little clunk, you know.
Last one. Oh my god, dude. She should be powered.
It kind of fits.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Really need to extend.
Do it!
Wow.
I'm hearing something blinking. Your blinker is on. Oh, it's the other side. Uh-oh. What is that? Oh, is that hazards? Oh, nice. Who's calling me? This is an important moment. It's T-Money. Yes. Tim, are we ready for takeoff or what, dude?
I'm almost ready for takeoff. I am doing, you know, downloading things and
so
adding things.
Yes, our good friend Kyle, if you guys have been watching the channel for a while and you followed the series of us going to MA Performance for a few times when we built the WRX actually, our good friend Kyle just sent us over a map which Tim is going to load onto the new Hondata ECU and then we can fire her up, baby. Tim, important question. Do you want to be the one to fire it up or do you want to be outside and hear
I
it fire
definitely
up?
want to be the one to fire it up. You can enjoy the startup.
Okay, good. That's what I wanted. By the way, speaking of headers, these are actually a pretty cool set of headers. This is an RSR header from Japan, which is one of the better headers for the CRX, which is kind of cool. Turn her over, dude.
Because I already primed the fuel.
Our work has led up to this. Oh my gosh, she cranks. Yes, okay. Crank her, get some oil moving in the engine. Plug her in and actually give it a start.
There you go.
You ready? Are you ready? Been waiting over a year for this. It's finally time. Are you ready for the first start?
I'm scared.
All right, guys. 3, 2, 1. It couldn't be that easy. And it definitely wasn't. We cranked, and we cranked, and we checked some things. Injectors are plugged in, spark plugs are plugged in. It's got fuel, it's got power. There's gotta be something that we're missing. And we cranked a little bit more, but no luck. Give her one last go, Tim. There we go.
Wake up.
There we go. Okay, here we go. Are you ready? Well, you know, not everything can go as planned, Tim. Shut up. What we think we have here is a bad distributor.
Or ignition coil. I'm watching a video right now.
We got so close. Unfortunately, guys, that is all the time that we're gonna have for today. If we can't find a distributor or ignition coil, which we can't tonight, it's too late now at this point, we're gonna have to order one, and that could take days. If not, we can hopefully find one locally. But we got close. We got super close. The engine's in, that's a plus. It cranks, that's a plus. ECU's in, everything's done. There's just something that is not working properly right now.
We have codes.
Yeah, there's a lot of codes. Read the codes off for me.
It's just 3 of them. Temperature, water temperature, which that wouldn't stop it from starting.
Right.
Intake temperature, that wouldn't stop it from starting. And ignition output signal would stop it from starting.
Yeah.
So
that's what we got to figure out. So we got this far, but we can't call it a complete failure because the engine's in. It looks freaking awesome. Oh, you put the little intake gun in. It's gonna be awesome, but the anticipation will have to continue. You guys are gonna have to wait until the next episode.
I'm sorry, like for real. I wanted to start too.
You guys are gonna have to wait till the next episode to see this thing fully start, and I promise you guys, next episode this thing will start and it will drive out of the shop for you guys with a whole new look. So we're gonna put it all in one together for you guys. But hope you're stoked about the B18. We got it in. You just gotta trust us to get this thing started.
Everything is working.
Yeah.
Just it's not getting signal.
Just for good measure.
I hear something happening though.
You hear a little knock.
I hear
Yeah.
popping in.
Anticipation continues, guys. Stay tuned for the next episode. Oh, you're still here. Thanks for watching this long. If you made it this far, you should consider subscribing right up here, or I guess down below. And YouTube really thinks that you're gonna like this video right over here, so maybe check that one out. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let's get back to it.